If you've ever heard of a thing called the power pose, a famous confidence boost technique often advocated in the self help field, today I will talk about why this is fake. You're watching Life Study Library, where I talk about these interesting and educational information about science and psychology that you can use in your life by implementing data from scientific research and studies. I've previously made a video of a similar topic of debunking a highly renowned knowledge concerning self improvement and self help, and today's video will talk about a topic related to it. I have to start with an apology to inform you that in the scientific world, power pose and its effects are often used as a prime example of popular self help technique that are actually ineffective. If you're interested, please enjoy the video and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it to people around you. For those who are uninformed, power pose is a psychological technique that claims you can boost your confidence, raise your testosterone levels, and make you resistant to risks by intentionally posing in a way that looks like you're confident. This was found in a study done around 2010 and was popularized in a TED Talk done by a social psychologist, Amy Cuddy. To summarize the talk, she basically claimed that because the body and the mind are linked, you can gain confidence by acting as if you are confident. Her broader statements revolve around the concept of synchronicity between the two, which does resemble concepts like mindfulness or the flow state, things I and professionals of the field have already talked about many times. Alternatively, if your emotions and actions do not match, it'll not only result in a degraded sense of fulfillment, but will also make you seem very fake. Case in point, people who are lying to you, unless they're like a genuine sociopath or something, will look super obvious. And so, it's natural for the audience to understand where her claims are coming from. However, a new study done in 2015 showed no significant result that proved the effectiveness of this power pose. I'll talk deeply about how it was disproved in another video, so if you want to know why power pose isn't legit, please be excited about it. But if you pay attention, it makes total sense why power pose isn't real. Anyway, the 2015 study was done at the University of Zurich, which looked at 200 male and female samples, which is already a point above the original study, which only had 21 samples. The follow-up study did the same exact experiment and made the participants take power poses and later check their testosterone levels along with any emotional change. Participants were then tasked to play a gambling game to see if there were any increases in their confident demeanor. Results showed that power pose will only temporarily make you feel better and had no significant effect on your actual behavior nor your hormonal levels. The 2010 study was destroyed. And then, Professor Cuddy published another study which looked at 33 different datasets and claimed that maybe the follow-up study had ruined the entire premise of the experiment by revealing the objective to the participants, or that the participants had power posed for too long. So yeah, this is very interesting from an outside point of view. Unfortunately, the debate is still ongoing, so I can't 100% guarantee anything from the time being. But looking at the data, I'm not so sure about Professor Cuddy's claims. Even with the severely low sample size ignored, the rebuttal study with the 33 datasets and its results aren't strong enough to conclude that power pose is legitimate. I'm also questioning its existence, like if their rebuttal statement that the knowledge of the effects of power pose deleting its benefits is actually true. Then shouldn't reading the book about power pose make everything meaningless? There are just way too many holes you can poke in the study to claim any significance, but the follow-up study does say that power pose has at least a temporary benefit, so I guess you can use it to put yourself back on ground when something has faltered you. But to go beyond that point and put yourself in a positive and productive state of mind, you gotta rely on something else. So during all that chaos, a statement was published that completely decimated the existence of power pose, and it was written by the co-author of the original study that advocated for it. There seems to be a number of reasons why Professor Dana Carney, the co-author of the study, had backed down on the concept of power pose, but it seems like it can be surmised as poor statistical analysis. For example, When the participants were asked on how much confident they felt after taking the power pose, it appears that the question was asked in a variety of ways, and only the ones with the greatest effects were used. Also, the sample size used to measure the effective power pose was altered, making the results more statistically significant than actually is. By the way, this is called p-hacking in the statistical world. To be honest, it is a pretty common mistake, but the potential effect of the result due to it cannot be measured just by reading the original study, so it definitely puts a question mark on my head. Professor Carney has reached the final point where she stated that she does not believe in the effectiveness nor the feasibility of power pose. She has ceased all activities regarding on the research of power pose, nor handed off to anybody in particular, and she has ceased all teachings related to power pose and stopped talking about it in media. Yeah, I cannot be the judge, nor I want to criticize someone's work, but it does seem like the fight is over. To summarize, power pose does not make you more confident, and if it does, it only means that you were already confident to begin with, which still defeats the purpose of it. If you enjoyed the content in this video, you might also like this other one called 6 Self-Help Tips That Depend on the Person. Since we talked about a debunked scientific concept in today's video, why not talk about 6 more pseudoscience that are commonly advocated in the self-help field but are actually not scientifically legitimate? And the second recommended video is called Debunking the Myth: Reasons Why Speed Reading is Meaningless. The video is about speed reading, this time focusing on just one popular self-help technique, which is allegedly claimed to make you become able to read faster while comprehending the same or sometimes more materials of the book. To hook you on, I'll just say for now that the traditional method of speed reading is only equivalent to skimming the text in a faster time, which does not equal a faster understanding and comprehension of the material. If you want to know the entire thing, please check out the links in the description. And for the book recommendation, I picked a title called The Antidote: Happiness for People Who Can't Stand Positive Thinking by Oliver Burkeman. This book puts a scientific take to tackle on another, perhaps the most popular topic in self-help, which is positive thinking. Much of the purpose of positive thinking is advocated as a method to eliminate any sort of negative thinking like doubt in order to promote happiness and success. This logic is understandable, but scientifically it misses an important point, making it utterly ineffective. There's a concept called the ironic process theory, in which any attempts to suppress oneself from thinking or feeling in a certain way actually results in you thinking about that concept even more. When you try to avoid all negative thoughts and think in a positive way, this exact thing happens, shifting our attention to the negative thoughts. The book answers this issue by suggesting that there might be a negative path to happiness as a possibility of correcting the bias to it, essentially an antidote to positive thinking. If you're interested, please check it out from the Amazon link in the description. Lastly, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Life Study Library, and share it to others that this option exists. I've been your host, Lye Yosh, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out!